What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Savage.
What's up, people? Hey, hey, hey. We're back. Okay. Feels like forever since we've had a chapter. I'm excited. Get into things. We're gonna get started with the, it's time for some savagery. It's time for 1072. Okay. There is a channel update. Something important for all of us. And I'll state it at the beginning and I'll state it again once we've done the read through for 1072. See a bunch of people in the chat. What's up, guys? Shout out to Parvision in here, Evo, Galaxy, saying Randy late before I was even Randy late. I was still Randy late. But he came through early. Let's see. Okay. It's funny. All right, guys. So the channel update essentially is that starting with chapter 1073 next week, streams are going to be on Sundays. We're going official. We are going to be Zolo-boys. We are going official. Okay. And there's reasonings for that. Chrissy and I have talked about it for months now. But I would hope that you guys will join me on Sundays. I've loved our Friday streams. And I love our community. And I do want to move it over to Sundays. And there's a number of reasons for this, but one of the biggest things is that I'm going to be starting a new job and I'm going to be working Fridays. So I'm not even going to have the time to stream on Fridays. So that's kind of the that's one of the big things there. And for this job, I am also going to have to relocate. So at some point we're gonna have a moving stream again. But yeah, so we're probably gonna follow Roger. Roger does his streams around like 11. I'd like to keep the 12:15 slot. Just for for everything here. Kip, member for 13 months, said congrats on the job. Appreciate that. A lot of people in the chat. A lot of positivity. Love that. Love it. Love the big news emojis.
You loyal.
Matt B said this is actually really good because no one in the fan community covers the objectively better official translation. Yep. So it's going to take a little bit to get into the swing of things. But once we are settled, it's going to be
Another one.
Shout out to Seb Music for I think you're rejoining. Appreciate you, man. the goal will be to get back to 12:15, you know, for everything, but in the beginning of everything, it may, you know, I don't know. It all depends on what time. But eventually, 12:15 on Sundays. Certainly 12:15 on Sunday next week. Well, actually, maybe. I don't know. It'll be on Sunday. So, let's see. Dave Cott said now it would be easier to get spoiled for you, though. Yep. But I'm just not going to be able to, you know, just do it on Fridays to begin with. So, Reese and Lucas said, member for 1 month at Spicy Chapter. Yeah, let's get into it. Can I talk about the GIF? Which GIF? Genie and Fro joining the channel. Appreciate you. Oh, wow, we got 400 people in here already. All right, let's get into this. So, that was the big news. What's my favorite character? Generally Vivi. And I also love Bellamy the Hyena and Crocodile, Sanji, Frankie, and Buggy. And also, I hope everybody enjoyed the Reverie, right? We didn't talk about that, but that happened. We broke the record. 12-hour Reverie. Beat more Jan J. Thank you. Seriously, like everybody in the chat, mods, everything. I apologize that you had to mod. But thank you guys. Like we really couldn't have done that without you, and I know you guys were, you know, cleaning that chat up. So I appreciate you. There we go. Got the OST going. Can Wiper get some love? My favorite Skypiea character. There you go. Mark Creasy said last Friday. I mean, not necessarily. We might be able to still do some like theory for theories on Fridays and stuff like that. We might be able to do, you know, break Friday. Well, no, depending. No. Everything's probably just gonna have to be on the weekends now. All right. The weight of memory. It's pudding in this chapter. I'm gonna get some pudding action. Use the word memory. Makes me think of the memo. All right, back to the Mads cover story. Mass-producing deadly weapons. Caesar's holding an artificial fruit.
Savage.
Queen's got some beakers there. And Judge has a spear that also looks like a KX launcher. Or maybe that's a KX launcher in the foreground there. Yeah. Okay, we're back to Egghead. Alright. Even if the world does not accept how she came to be, this girl, the girl is unmistakably human. It was a success. I bear witness to this achievement, and I maintain that it is a huge step forward towards world peace. Dr. Vegapunk, Chief of MADS, the Laboratory of Peace. It hurts. I think I broke something. Who are they talking about? I mean, we see Bonnie. Are they talking about Bonnie? Girl is unmistakably human. Was Bonnie the first test tube baby of One Piece? Reset Caesar with the awakening scarf. Yeah. I mean, does he have the, the deity flame going around him? Yeah. But he's a false deity that's just trying to pretend to do that. Alright. Bonnie. Dear me, are you alright? Medics, look alive. Hurry, Bonnie's been injured. She's just playing a game. Alright. Distorted future? So she's able to manipulate her body in that way? You know, she kind of looks like Kuma there, actually. Like, is that her true form? Because she's got that, like, super upper chest and then, like, the I just skipped leg day legs. Alright. Wow. Alright. Bonnie, stop this. Even if you kill me. Timely thrust. Really looking like Kuma's daughter here, for sure. She turned Vegapunk into a child. Okay. Oof. Dagnabbit. I suppose these shiny doodads are a manifestation of the years I just lost. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Turned me into a helpless child. Give me back my golden years. Calm down. My power doesn't last forever on living things. That's very specific. My power doesn't last forever on living things. The way that that's written, and we'll need to confer with multiple, translations here, but the way that that's written implies that on inanimate objects, her power would last. You said you had a reason. Well, you better start talking. Why the hell did you kill my father? But Bonnie, if I tell you... Red port. Kuma. Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Alright. Look, Kuma's trying to climb the red line. Now, we talked about this. This is a reference to the robot from, 200 years ago, climbing the red line. Now here is a robot climbing the red line. That's a good point. Don the Sniper said Momo's staying 28 years old. Yeah. Bonnie cannot undo Momo. That's a good point. That's a good point, Don. Alright. If I divulge the reason, it would only serve to hurt you. That's Oda's way of saying, I'm not telling you guys. I'm holding on to this. Alright. Anyway, Kuma lore.
It's about to get spicy.
I promised Kuma that I would keep his secret from you no matter what. You're saying you can't tell me why you had to kill my dad? Do I look like I was born yesterday? Stop screwing around. I'm not trying to pull a fast one here. You gotta believe me. Nobody made the decision for him. Kuma chose that fate for himself. You liar. Dad would never choose to die and abandon me. I'll kill you. It's been hard on me, too. I wish I could forget the whole ordeal. This is so dramatic, but the fact that Vegapunk is a little child is just Oda's way of just breaking the tension in tense moments, and it's so Oda. I love this. We got 600 people out here. What's up, people? Like, comment, subscribe if you are feeling the vibe.
Come with me if you want to live.
Okay. Kuma is an incredible man. I've always been proud to call him my close friend. Bonnie, please, I understand. I can't say anything more on the matter. Just spit it out. I'm not going to blindly swallow your half-assed excuses. Yeah, this is child abuse. Oh. Okay, so then Bonnie gets called to something else. Bonnie, wait. Pay no attention to what's over there. It's got nothing to do with Kuma, you hear? It's obviously a lie. They got the paw on the thing here. Keep out. Oil breakdown. Now that's cool. Shout out to Bonnie. Breaking the machinery using her ability. It's essentially what Shinobu could do. Her power is basically... we talked about this. It's basically a variation of Shinobu's. Door opens.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Kuma compressed something. Pain, memories, fatigue, something is put in here. We saw this in Thriller Bark. Kuma is able to take things and compress it. What did he compress here? Is it pain? Is this part of what's powering Egghead? Like, this panel is awesome. This is awesome. Hold on a second. Yeah, don't let Zoro see this. Everything happened. Memories. That's right. A scientist out in West Blue once postulated that a person loses 21 grams of mass upon death, and that could be considered the weight of their soul. Fascinating, isn't it? If nothing else, such a link would prove that the soul does in fact exist. Soul piece! Soul piece! We talk about souls. We talk about it. So is this not pain? I think I did say, could it be memories? Or is this Kuma's soul? Is this his being? Is everything that Kuma is here? Oh. Ooh. Ooh, wait, are we really getting... Is this flashback time?
What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
It's about to be flashback time. All right. And your power can take something intangible like pain and give it physical form. Not only that, but you can even transfer it to others. A total wireless transmission of nerve signals. So I'm wondering if that same logic can be applied to other nervous signals. Can we determine whether things like imagination and memories have mass and volume as well? So you want me to pull out my own memories and show you? It's far too personal. Please, it'll help me advance science. No one else would see them. I promise. No, please, I'm begging you. Alright. No, don't touch that, Bonnie. I'm sure you're familiar with Kuma's powers. There's nothing there but pain. It's more than enough to kill someone. No, she knows it's the memories. She knows. She's gonna do it. No. Shoot him down. Don't let him get to Marijoa. I know my father's ability all too well. Kuma got hit with a direct hit. He's about to fall. Seize him. Make sure you finish him off. He's still alive. All civilians, please evacuate. His memories are there, aren't they? Oh, man. Oda is going hard with the shading. Oh, my God. This is...
sensational.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Loving this. Let's see. Oda right now.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Egghead, Labo, Stratum. What? Rob Lucci really made it all the way up here? My apologies. The system malfunctioned. It's a good thing Zoro and Brook stayed on the ship. There's no way they'd lose. No, look again. The battle is far more lopsided than you think. What? Those Seraphim things are there too. It's 2 against 7 now. They're up against the best of the best. Damn it, they called him back up while the barrier was down. No doubt CP0 ordered them directly. Two against 7. Are they referring to Zoro and Brook versus Lucci, Kaku, Stussy, and the 4 Seraphim? Let's see. Alright. That's assuming we get there in time to holler our orders at them. Till then, they're still a huge threat. I'll be back lickety split. Alright. Hopefully those two can hang in there. I'll go too. Hee hee. Hee hee. TJC713 said the anime gonna show the memories, and then When Somebody Loved Me from Toy Story 2 starts playing in the background. I get that. I get that. That movie's on a lot in my household. Dave On, aka Schoolboy Beat, said Hogback may be that scientist with the soul theory. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, yeah, I missed something. Okay. My apologies. System malfunction. It's a good thing Zoro and Brook stayed on the ship. There's no way they'd lose. Even if it's 2 against 3, they'll figure something out. Yeah, okay. So, I missed that part, but I was right about what it was. That it's Zoro and Brook versus these 7. Okay. Alright. I'll leave it to you two then. Edison, Lilith. You know, gotta love Shaka. Shout out to the boy Shaka. I leave this to you, Edison, Lilith. All right. Get off your high horse. To think Mosshead would croak right when the One Piece is in our sights. The Seraphim are able to assess combat situations, and they're equipped with some limited decision-making capability on their own. Limited decision-making capability on their own. Pro said, love the mask. Appreciate you.
Savage.
So they chose to capitalize on the barrier going down. We didn't order them to come. It's not like we can make them go back now. The dome is operational again. Huh. The enemy's made a serious miscalculation. Now that they're up here, we can turn the Seraphim back to our side, since we're higher in the command hierarchy. Ooh. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so that's why Edison and Lilith head out. Because they're going to holler the orders at the Seraphim. Okay. Shaka's leaving it to them. Nami's yelling at Sanji, you go too. This threat affects the whole crew. Alright. Nami's order absolute for the Seraphim. Okay. Still, why do I have to save him? Don't screw around, swirl of him. This is serious. Okay, Brooke. My man's got the polka dots on. My man's got the polka dots. Okay. What the devil is she supposed to be? Well, he's meant to be a giraffe, but he seems a little different from what I remember. Not that it matters. He's going to wind up a Dice corpse either way. Okay. Oh, he's awakened. That's if you can cut me, Rono. Look after the ship, Brooke. Understood. Wow. Came in with the awakened nose gun. The Seraphim. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, let's get into the Zoro versus Brook action here. Let's go, let's go. Giraffe Man Gyro. Oh, this is a play. Alright, so first of all, Giraffe Man Gyro. In Japanese, giraffe is Kirin, right? So what's really happening here is Kilimanjaro. That's why that's what this reference is for. Oda's trying to make a Kilimanjaro reference here because of the R and L's. Kirin Manjaro. All right. Alright. I had my fill fighting critters with zigzagging attacks back in Wano. I'm tired of it. Let's go, Zoro. Seraphim, quickly before Vegapunk gets here. Destroy the Labo Stratum. Alright. This is bad. They're going to annihilate the lab. Minority Hunter Zoro definitely on the loose. Definitely. All right. Kya? You know, normal Usopp and Nami business here. Yo, I am dying at, like, Kaku with the curved neck now. Camp Psycho said Zoro would be like, giraffes are from Africa, right? Bet. Yeah. it just never looks good for Zoro. It just never looks good for him. It never looks good. Alright. They sure know how to razzle dazzle. They're basically doing our job for us. Okay. Chomp. Huh? You. War Kittens 28 said Kaku awakened in only 2 years. Gotta be the single most talented devil fruit user in the series. I mean, maybe. I mean, he was still putting, you know, some good numbers up after, you know, only having his fruit for, you know, like 20 minutes. All right. So Stussy just bit Kaku. Kaku falls over. What are you doing, Stussy? So Stussy, Queen of the Pleasure District, is a succubus.
Savage.
Let's see, who me? I'm just putting him to sleep. Clone of Miss Buckingham. Stussy of the Rocks Pirates. Would you please join him, Lucci? I think it's time for your cat nap too. Mad's first successful clone, Unit 01, Stussy.
Surprise, motherfucker.
This is Stussy to Kaku.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
What is this? Oh, wow. It's me looking at the last page.
That's a spicy meatball!
Savage. Savage.
Wait, I got another good one for this.
All that for a drop of blood.
Oh my god. Clone of Miss Buckingham. Is that another way to say Bakin? Is it Buckingham? Like Weevil's mom? Just putting him to sleep. Would you please join him, Lucci? I think it's time for your cat nap, too. The wings that she has looks like Demonio Floor. What fruit is this? before I start looking at supers or anything, I want to start like throwing some random guesses out here. I mean, I'm sure people are like bat no me, but could it be Hito no mi, model succubus, model vampire, model demon? Is this a demon fruit? Is there any correlation to this with Robin's fruit? If she's a clone of Miss Buckingham, then whoever Miss Buckingham was, whether it's Bakin or not, they must have had this fruit. Nad's first successful clone. So, whoever this Miss Buckingham is, that's who is in that cover story. I don't think that's Stussy. I mean, it could be. But if they're a clone of somebody, then... But then again, Stussy of the Rocks Pirates, does that mean that they cloned Stussy in enough time for Stussy to be on rocks, which would put Stussy back 38 years? Was Mads relevant 38 years ago? Or is it all one word? Miss Buckingham Stussy. Miss Buckingham Stussy is the name. Stussy Buckingham. That's what this is, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a clone of the original Stussy, and the original Stussy was on Mads and was a part of Rocks. That's got to be what this is. All right. Okay. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's get into some stuff here. I'm actually gonna look at the chat now. Yo, Lucci's face when he sees Stussy do that. Oh my god. I mean, we did talk about Traitor Stussy. Maxo, I think you were, you were one of the biggest supporters of Traitor Stussy. I mean, the clues were there. She was subverting everything. I mean, you see the way she let Kaku like run up into the frontier drome in the in the first place. Oh man, this is insane. This is insane. Yeah, we got 900 people in here. Okay, first of all, like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe.
Come with
we
me
here. We do this. We do this. This is what we do. This is what we do. Okay? And this is what Goda does. Let me see those Goda emojis. This is a phenomenal chapter.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Stussy the succubus came through with the suck. That's crazy. All right.
Savage.
Suck no me. Oh my god. Let's see. Maxo said, I think Stussy disabled the dome and Shaka was in on it and played dumb. That's a good point. That's a good point. Barry said the stocks for Mads on the rise. Big facts. Bree said, Randy, Stussy is the clone Oda mentioned in the beginning of the chapter. Oh, we taking it back there. I'm going back to the beginning of the chapter. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow. Even if the world does not accept how she came to be, the girl is unmistakably human. It was a success. I bear witness to this achievement, and I maintain that it is a huge step towards world peace. Dr. Vegapunk, Chief of Mads, the laboratory of peace. So we know that Vegapunk's, whole ideal, whether it was Caesars, queens, or judges or not, but Vegapunk's ideal was peace. Okay. I like that. Mr. Hyena said, what is the total value of every One Piece merchandise you own? I do not know. Emil Diaz said, Stussy drinking that giraffe once again. Oh, what? In Whole Cake Island when Smoothie wrung out the giraffe. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Do I have to bring back the goat button again?
Savage.
That's why he's the goat, baby. The goat. Oh. Oh my god.
Savage.
Gio said Higuarashi turned into her on Wano. I've said that for a long time. I've said that. I said that you know, I mean, that's been a theory for a while. That's been a theory for a while. You know, I wish I had gotten out the video I made on Mads, because I talked about exactly that in the video, and talked about, you know, I didn't talk about Stussy being a clone or anything, but, you know, there was some things here. But with the Reverie, I just never got that video out. Now it's pointless. David Cott said, congrats on the Reverie. In chapter 860, Stussy got introduced drinking giraffe juice. Another Goda moment. Insane foreshadowing. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. The Hidden Islands in here. He said, Bakin, is that you? Bakin Ham. I mean, that would be a way to... You know, the clone goes by Stussy, but Miss Buckingham, I think that's what Oda's doing right now. JP Legend, title box, JD Legend clone, former Rockspires. Clone Wars confirmed. Giovanni Velez said Stussy called Big Mom Lin Lin like Kaido. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've assumed a relationship between them because she was, you know, the queen of the Pleasure District and was invited to the tea party to begin with. But now... the triple agent thing, right? She was going there for the Tamate Bako box. Who has an invested interest in the White Warrior, right? The sun god Nika. Vegapunk. It wasn't so much that the government wanted the box. Vegapunk probably wanted the pills to analyze it so that he could get closer to that energy source. Go, baby. Let's go. Tamate stocks up. Yeah, we here. We here. Okay. Ace2532 said, suddenly Miss Bakin and Weevil became a lot more important to the story. If Stussy is indeed based on Bakin, Marco hinted at her being a Rocks member back in 909, and this seemingly confirms it. Goda strikes again. Yeah. Miss Bakin is Miss Bakin Ham Stussy, the original one. She let herself go, whereas this clone is right. Right on the money there. All of this is insane. This is what I'm talking about, baby. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want. This is what we do. This is what we do. Emil said, Weevil has some devil blood in him, question mark. Devil Weevil? Ah, man. We need that we just need more on Weevil. Groovy Zeno said, thoughts on Moria possibly stealing a Ryuma relative back when he went to Wano? It's possible Shusui was passed down, and Ryuma is buried in the original Wano. Zoro can return and visit his real grave once the borders open. So I actually talked about this when I was trying to defend why we didn't go and see Ryuma's grave. Well, actually, not so much trying to defend it, more so when we found out about the underwater thing and we were still waiting for Zoro to see Ryuma's grave, I said, what if it's down there? Which also hypes up Moria if he was able to get Shusui from down there. I still think that the Ryuma that we saw in Thriller Bark was the real Ryuma. But it just begs the question of, what does Moria know? Peter does stuff. So does Big Mom know that Stussy is a clone since she invited her to the tea party? I mean, there are a couple of, big questions that do need to be answered because of this now. Gum Diesel said, have you ever seen the movie The Giver? Yes. It's also a book. Kuma's Devil Fruit could be used in that way at the end of the series. Luffy or another big character does. Just have to wait and see. Insane by itself that Stussy drinks giraffe juice twice, and Maxo, yeah. David Cott said, what if Bonnie is a Big Mom clone? Certainly has pink hair and her same gluttony. Weevil first failed clone confirmed. Is Tashigi a Kuina clone? Alright, we're getting a little crazy here with all of the clone stuff. I saw Hidden make a joke that Zoro's a Ryuma clone. Not everybody has a tie to Mads.
Savage. Savage.
What is Kuma's race? We still have no idea. Monkey D. Garp. Stussy seemed like she was rooting for Luffy on Whole Cake. Shout out to Gabe for subscribing. Rockstar clone of Rocks? No. Davon, aka Schoolboy Beat, said, Stussy is 35, and the first successful clone, meaning it was several failed ones that may be among the characters in the story. They think Blackbeard is a failed clone. I don't know why I have these headphones on anymore. I wouldn't like it if Blackbeard was a failed clone. I mean, I like the idea of Weevil being a failed clone because he looks like a monstrosity. He's an abomination. Like, just get him out of here. Ramona Villa said, now we know why Shanks is collecting
Savage.
Ace and Whitebeard bodies for Vegapunk. Why do we know that? Nothing in the story is saying that he's collecting those bodies for Vegapunk. He collected them to peacefully, lay them to rest. Robbie Sheeny, what are the odds Moria is actually on Sphinx Island trying to get Ace and Whitebeard's corpses for Blackbeard? Be quite the surprise for Garp at Beehive. People have been theorizing this since they died, and since Moria mysteriously disappeared, and we all knew Moria didn't die. We didn't even need chapter 920 something that gave us that. We do need a Moria update, and I am okay with it being Sphinx Island, and I'm okay with that being like the ... that Marco was referring to if he gets there and their bodies have been taken. We don't need to do it, but there's some drama there. Illuminati Human said, could Tashigi and Zoro both be clones? I doubt it. Brandon King said, Jewelry Bonnie. She turned Vegapunk's age into jewels. Good point. Good point. I do like that. Let's see. Here. Also, if you guys missed it, the channel update was at the beginning of the channel, at the beginning of the chapter review. Starting with 1073. The 1073 stream will be on Sunday. Okay? 1073 will be on Sunday. And then subsequent live reaction streams for the foreseeable future of the channel will be on Sundays. And at that point, we might as well follow the viz. And that is based on a new work schedule that I'm going to have, which is going to involve me working on Fridays. So so that's the news. That's the big news.
なんというビッグニュース
Yep. And things are going to be probably a little rough for a bit because I am relocating for work. And then, yeah. So, just a heads up. There's going to be some changes. Loggy Doggy said, maybe Kuma replaced his memories with the programming from the giant robot. Which is why he's climbing the red line. I mean, I'd like it to be tied to all of that. But the visual imagery of it is there as well. And I'm sure we'll have a flashback where we see exactly why the robot climbed. So then we'll have that parallel to go with. So. Top Goon said Bonnie is Kuma's real daughter's clone. That's why Atlas brought up what's real. Kuma became a cyborg to bring her back. Memories will break her reality. I mean, that would be deep. God, could you imagine that? We get the Sorbet flashback. And, Bonnie dies in it, and then he brings her body to Vegapunk, and like, and then Bonnie is actually a clone. Could Kuma have actually been a tyrant? Like, his mind broke because they killed Bonnie? And then he was able to get... Oh, wow. You know, there's something there to that, actually. Like, there's a lot of drama there if that's the case. I would actually love that. Because then there would be the parallel of learning about Stussy while focusing on Bonnie. I kind of like that. Because then Eva said that's heavy. Yeah, because that would add the gravitas that we need, you know, in that sorbet flashback. And then everything he's doing is to protect her from knowing that she's a clone. Top Goon, you might be onto something there. That's something there.
Savage.
Let's see. Yamil Diaz said, if other Roxas have clones, then Yamato X23. I think Yamato's a clone too. Maybe. LJ916 said, you think the devil fruit Mads has on the cover page is the one Stussy's clone has now? Maybe the shape and pattern can give hints to the power she has. I mean, it looked very similar to the artificial fruit that Momonosuke ate, right? I think. I have to go take a look at it again. Partha said, not a fan of Blackbeard being a Rox clone. Same. I'm not. Not a fan of that. I think narratively his lore will be a culmination of all the world government's mistakes rolled into one demon with no one to blame but themselves. For Blackbeard, yes. For Rox, I would love it if, you know, he was a Lunarian that wanted to get back at the world government for the atrocities that they committed against his kind. And then was able to, you know, and knew some history about the, you know, the Void history, and was able, because he is a charismatic man like Luffy, was able to get all of those top players to fall under his banner, and then was able to give Roger and Garp a piece of the truth before he dies or is defeated, and that's what leads Garp to hate the world government and Roger to go after the One Piece. Austin F. said, could the way Kuma's memories are stored and the giant straw hat have any connection? Maybe he can take memories from the hat. Well, we've talked about this with Pudding's fruit. You know, what if she's able to access the memories of inanimate objects? So, memories are going to be important. Foreshadowing, it was the name of the first ending of the anime. Ah! Yeah. Oh, I'd said a bit bummed for waiting longer to watch your reactions, but I totally get it. I'll be there to support our great prophet. Thank you, Ohad. It's gonna be hard on me too, because generally I would like to read the chapter as soon as possible, but I also get such joy out of reading it with you guys. But, you know, it's not gonna be that much different because the analysis and everything has always come out after the official anyway. Let's see here. Is she a vampire or something? I mean, we talked about that before. You know, it could be like a Hito Hito no Mi model vampire, model succubus. Could very simply just be the Bat no Mi. And the succubus lore is just like intended. You know, she kind of looks like Morrigan from Darkstalkers. She also kind of looks like Demonio Floor. I lost it. I think it was Chin who said that there's usually dual traders who's going to be, you know, if Stussy's the trader on the good guy's side to help them, then who's the, you know, the bad trader? I still think that it could potentially be one of the satellites. Conrad's in here. What's up, my man? Nor said in the Reverie Artura called that he thinks that she's the secret ally. Yeah, we talked about that at the Reverie. Artur did bring that up, but we also talked about that here in the streams. There's several of our members here that have, you know, mentioned that as well for several chapters now. Yeah. Catching back up here. Sandeep said, not sure who noticed it, but the parallel of Lucci being shocked when he sees the person with whom he's working betrayed him goes all the way back to Water 7 when Iceberg got to know Lucci is a traitor. That is a great callback. Yeah. To this day, the Cypher Pole reveal is probably my favorite twist in the entire series. Lucci, Kaku, Khalifa, and Bluno taking the masks off. Like, that went so crazy for me in the early 2000s. Not being spoiled for that, reading it weekly, like, that was a moment that I will never forget. Just the sheer, like, explosion in my mind seeing that. Savage. And then for it to come back full circle on Lucci here. And have him get betrayed. Love that, Oda. Love that. Let's run this back.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
That's why he's the GOAT. Okay? Sebastian Reyes said, in the game One Piece Unlimited World Red, the main villain, Red, has the mythical Zoan Bat model vampire. That's right. I did play that game. He did have that fruit.
Savage.
Yeah. I think we're going to end up canonizing that and then making that game just completely non-canon now. Beercules said, why we talk about Trader? Because of the the damage Stussy could do her thing and not get caught at all by the Navy. If anything, it helps us. So I think the thing here is that we have Stussy, who is a traitor, to the world government and the Celestial Dragons to help us and Vegapunk, right? But there may still be a traitor on our side to help them. We don't know yet. Right? Lilith, Edison, there's a couple of different people. Shaka would be, top betrayal in the series. Not putting a lot of stocks on Shaka. No, but Lilith and Edison, they could make things a little difficult for us. If Oda wants to go that route. If Oda wants to make things easy, he's already got the traitor, and then, we just get off of Egghead. But, we still have Kizaru and, a bunch of other people showing up. So things, it's going to continue to get crazy. We're not at the end here. LJ916, appreciate you. Said if Bonnie is a clone, maybe that conversation about the soul with Kuma meant he removed his soul in order to put it in her, to give her free will, to not just follow commands of others. And he is trying to hide those memories.
Savage.
It would be crazy if after she became a clone, she never even saw Kuma. And the only memories she has are the original Bonnie's memories of, before, like if we're going on this, like Bonnie died and became a clone thing. Man, I really like that. I really think we can run with that one, Top Goon. Let's see. Fat Ocho said Stussy can't be the Vegapunk, the ally that Vegapunk called, right? Shaka identifies her as a threat in the 2 versus 7 comment. The ally seems to have been living on Egghead. Yes. The ally that was called, somebody different. We haven't seen them yet. At no point am I saying that this is the same thing here. Thussy's the 10th Titanic captain. Yeah, I don't know about that. Dawn Knight said, alright, I gotta run. Great chapter, though. Proud of you for switching to official. Take care. Thank you, man. Barry said, Edison better not betray me. I've been putting my neck out for him. And then Dizza said, be careful sticking your neck out. Stussy might get you. Iceberg be like, that's what you get, Lucci. Yep. Davon said, would have Kaku and Zoro went the same way as Lucci versus Luffy? I mean, there's no way that Zoro would have lost. But, I mean, Kaku was giving him some business, though. But, I mean, Zoro wasn't really sweating either. Here, let me explain what I mean. One of the Vegapunks shut down the dome after the Stella asked for help from the new ally. Stussy, I mean. That's the one that shut down the dome, helped us get Stussy and the rest in. Well, I don't think that the call was to Stussy, though, is the thing. It could be, though. So let's hypothetically talk about it as if Stussy was the person that was on the phone, right? It would line up with, you know, if Stussy has been their, like, secret collaborator this entire time, and essentially they had to pull that trump card, and it would make things bad for the government because they're working for the government, so they would know that Stussy's been betraying them, right? And I mean, and you would pull that card at the moment that the government is trying to kill you anyway. The only thing is when did Stussy have time to have that conversation is the key. But from that perspective, changing the parameters and getting my mind away from Stussy being able to walk away to have that conversation, then it makes sense. Because then immediately in the next chapter, or was it 2 chapters, Stussy goes and acts against the world government. So there's some credence there. There's something there. Yeah. Let's see. Scrondolio said, so Stussy is the 10th Titanic captain and Shiryu shut the barrier down. I mean, that'd be crazy. I mean, we've talked about Shiryu potentially being on Egghead, and that's, who shut the barrier down. But I don't feel like we need the Blackbeard pirates in this arc. We're already going to have enough going on. I'd rather have the Blackbeard pirates, at Elbaf, if anything. Let's see. Zoro's fighting half asleep. Yeah. Mami said there's a real-life experiment to which the 21 grams of soul is being referenced. And they said it's by Duncan McDougall. That's interesting. I feel like I've heard something about this before, but I don't recognize the name there. But I'll look into that. Ace2532 said, who do you think fights Kizaru? Ace said that they personally think that it should be Luffy to show exactly how far they've come. Luffy failed to protect anybody at the archipelago. Now he can rectify that failure in his mind. So that's essentially my reasoning for why I want Zoro to fight him. Because Zoro was the first person to kind of get folded, even though he was still reeling from the pain that he took from Luffy in Thriller Bark. I would like a lightsaber battle between Zoro and Kizaru. But that could also be saved for the end game. You know, when we finally, like, take them all on. A quick scuffle between Kizaru and Luffy. You know, I'm down for that. I'm okay with that. I would hope that the photonic gloves are involved because they allow you to touch light. So that would be something interesting. But I'm pretty much like done with like Sanji versus Kizaru. I don't think that necessarily needs to be a case, and it's just mostly because of the that one opening. Chrissy said, man, it's setting up a full circle with the archipelago. Kuma, Kizaru. Yep. As I said it would. As I said it would. We're going to get the parallel. And that's why I would like, you know, some form of a Kuma to push away the enemies, not the allies in this arc. And then we'd like really have a full parallel. Because that's the way you do things differently. You know, the same way we're talking about, like, you know, the giraffe thing coming back, the way that it's been flipped now for Lucci with, you know, him being the one that gets betrayed. You know, that's where we could have Kuma sending away enemies instead of allies. You know, that's the kind of, like, goat stuff that we need here. Ramon said Kizaru better not get folded or the Navy stocks are down in the water. I don't think that I don't think that he's going to get folded because that's just going to. We need strong enemies for the end game. Like, Oda can show us that we're on a level where we can actually box with them, but we should still be they should still be a little out of reach. Otherwise, there's no tension. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the main thing is that Kizaru is not going to betray the world government. If Oda does that, we have no threats. We have no threats at the end. Because Fujitora is definitely going to turn. Alright. So let's get into this reread and do a little bit of a closer look. Okay. What if Kuma poofs them away again, but to Elbaf? I'm okay with that. Imagine the ally is Morgan's. I mean, I'd love that. I don't really think that that's going to be the case, though. Okay. Well, this Vegapunk and Bonnie stuff is great. Sandeep said, gotta go, Randy, but we'll tune in for 1073 whenever it is. Appreciate you. Said, looking forward to the 1072 review. And we had a great reverie. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Don't know if it was mentioned before, but bonding using your powers on Stussy might reveal Stussy as Bakin. Oh, that's I like that. I like that, Sircon. That would be a good visual way to say it instead of having it be told. I like that. Yoda Sonic said, not sure if anybody mentioned this, but Bakin's official name is actually Buckin. So then it's even more apparent. Has anyone checked the kanji or the katakana between Miss Buckin, or what is at the end of this chapter in the Raw? Because that's going to be key as well. Ace2532 said, imagine Akainu turns instead of Fujitora, helps overthrow the Celestials, and then proceeds to turn his attention to Luffy and the pirates. I don't like that. I want Akainu, and I've said this a bunch of times, I want him to be irredeemable. I do not want him to be redeemed at all. I do not want him to do anything that helps the pirates, that helps the good side of anything. I want him to just be so lost. Just lost in the sauce and never returns. As I said, Par said they were the same earlier. Okay, so we've done the research apparently. Don the Sniper said, great reverie, by the way. Thank you. Gio said, where's Artur when you need him? He'll be here on Sunday. And he doesn't talk about anything until after the official comes out. Let's see. Jewelry Bonnie turned Vegapunk into jewels. Now I'm seeing what we were talking about earlier. They're all shiny little jewels, but some of them actually even look like diamonds. That's funny. I wonder, did we ever get an official name for Bonnie's fruit? Because I actually wonder if it has, some sort of pun in it about, jewelry. Because this seems like a kind of strange thing for the power to do. And we've seen Bonnie use the power before, but we've never seen this jewel aspect of it. But then again, I mean, even when she did it to the Marines in the archipelago, we caught it after the fact. So if there were jewels around, we wouldn't have seen it. We didn't actually see the event of it. Chin said that he feels bad only staying for 8 hours in the 12-hour reverie. Chin, you stayed 8 hours. Thank you. That's good. Yeah. The age fruit, maybe. And Galaxy said we never got a fruit's name. Maxo said that's a pun too. I think it's a Japanese thing to call your years or your age your jewels. See, like that, I knew there has to be something there because there's always something with Oda that, it's got to tie into there. Teach said jewels. I just saw a star. So if you look at the panel of baby Vegapunk where he's like, you've turned me into a helpless child, give me back my golden years, you can actually see that some of them look like, diamonds or rubies. Very clearly. No, definitely did hit Vegapunk. I wouldn't say that she did it without hitting him. She definitely hit him. Chad Ocho, member for 19 months, the best part of the chapter is Hattori saying Kaku. Wait, did that happen? I'm going to be looking for that when we get there. Or actually, I'm jumping ahead on the reread. I want to see this. Woohoo! Kaku! Is that what it's supposed to be? Yeah. Cool, Kaku!
Savage.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. Let's see those Hattori emojis. Alex Salvin said one of the Gorosei might be coming with Kizaru so they don't lose control of the Seraphim. I've seen some people bring that up, and that would be interesting, but I don't know. Dodge said, great job with the reverie, thank you. Ro said, I gotta go, catch the VOD later. See you, Ro. Look at those Hattories, there we go. Woo, Kaku! Woohoo! Oh man, I love doing these like these One Piece impressions. So then we got Kuma climbing up the red line. Kuma chose that fate for himself. You liar. Dad would never choose to die and abandon me.
You lying. Why you
That's Bonnie to Vegapunk.
lying?
Bonnie just keeps hitting Vegapunk with
You
the...
lying. Why you always lying?
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I've always been proud to call him my close friend. Noni Fuji said, if the katakana is Bakin, then it's clearly a play on Buckingham Palace or something. Buckinghamu. Let's see. Just spit it out. I'm not gonna blindly swallow your half-assed excuses. Child abuse, beep, beep, beep. No, no, Bonnie, don't look behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain. It's very Wizard of Oz. Then Bonnie looks behind the curtain. This is a great Bonnie chapter. Like this is like the focus on Bonnie in this chapter is like A1, and like just brings Bonnie to like an upper echelon of character. Very big fan of Bonnie, you know, after this chapter. I mean, I always like him. Chrissy's been a fan of Bonnie for a long time. But it's like, but this particular chapter really solidified like Bonnie supremacy, Bonnie greatness. Like this is good stuff. No chin. No chin, I do not. Let's see. Scientists out in West Blue once postulated a person uses 21 grams of mass upon death. That could be considered the weight of their soul. see here. And your power can take something intangible like pain and give it a physical form. Not only that, but you can even transfer it to others. Total wireless transmission of nerve signals. So I'm wondering if that same logic can be applied to other nervous signals. Can we determine whether things like imagination and memories have mass and volume as well? So you want me to pull out my own memories and show you. It's far too personal. If we're going along this, like, potentially Bonnie being a clone, Bonnie dying and all that, what if Vegapunk was such good friends with Kuma that he made a Bonnie clone without his permission? Like, he just did it. Yeah. Don't touch that, Bonnie. And I just, like, this is such a great moment for Bonnie when she's like, I know his power all too well. It's not pain.
Savage.
And just the juxtaposition of, like, Kuma getting attacked while this is all happening. When we learn the true story and we can come back to this chapter, like, this is gonna hit. This is gonna hit hard. Like, when we know the truth and we can come back to this chapter, this is gonna be crazy. His memories are there, aren't they? LJ916 said, since all the main three have Haki to fight Logias, it would be ironic if Usopp used the photon gloves to at least hit Kizaru and Admiral. Now adding to his legend before he arriving to Elbaf. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. If he has a way to, like, create, like, photonic, like pellets and stuff. Photonic star. Let's see. Geo said, so that real-life experiment was on 6 people dying, and the guy reweighing them, and he found it in one person. As well, he killed 15 dogs and determined dogs don't have souls. That's what Tekking 101 said, apparently, by doing some research. Okay. That's our lore for the day. Alright, so they all realize that Lucci and Kaku are there. Talk about how lopsided everything is. Seraphim are able to assess combat situations, and they're equipped with some limited decision-making capability of their own. Limited decision-making capability. But considering that Kuma is a problem child, the S-Bear, he may have more than limited decision-making capability on his own. And then this is interesting. Lucci says, we didn't order them to come. It's not like we can make them go back now. The dome is operational again. So, they flew up into the upper frontier dome, but they did not invite the Seraphim to come with them. And why would they? Because they'd be closer to Vegapunk and they'd be able to use them. So they wanted to come up, Cypherpole wanted to come up, kill Vegapunk first, then use the Seraphim on everybody else. That makes sense. Zote said, I don't know if it was mentioned, but Buckin, the woman with Weevil, was said to be with Whitebeard years ago. And her name is the first part of Buckingham. She's the OG Stussy.
Savage.
Yeah, Zote, we've been talking about that since I got to the last page a while back. We've gone through all of the possibilities on that and everything involved, and it's really awesome. So I would either check out the VOD for this or wait for the analysis. I'll get into it more again. Let's see. The enemy's made a serious miscalculation. Now that they're up here, we can turn the Seraphim back to our side, since we're higher in the command hierarchy. Okay. Edison and Lilith go to holler their orders. Holla holla. Sanji goes to join the fray. I love that Kaku's awakened. You know, just Kaku's stocks, like, way high. It looks like the Kilimanjaro, the Kilimanjaro attack, is actually Kaku spinning his neck around and creating like a 360, you know, pound a hoe or some sort of Rankyaku attack. Like there's like a spinning, almost Tatsumaki, like flying blade attack that he's doing by just spinning his neck around, which is really impressive, by the way. And then Zoro just knocks it away. Alright, destroy the Labo Stratum. It's bad, they're going to annihilate the lab. S-Hawk cuts the top of it, you know, apart. The other three use their Pacifista lasers to blow the lab up. And then in all of the chaos, Stussy catches Kaku slipping. Woo, Kaku! And I love how, you know, Oda really took his time with this, by the way. And you know, when I was doing the first read, I just wanted to, like, get to the Stussy action. But I really love this, you know, when we do talk about the parallel to Water 7 and everything here. We see it happen, right? But the anime is going to go off. Because the paneling here is so good. We get Lucci's initial reaction. Then we get the reaction of him, like, sort of realizing everything that's going on. And then that close-up on his eye, where he's, like, completely sold on everything. Shout out to Stussy. And then I just saw the color pages for the first time. It's good stuff. All right. Let's get back to the chat here. Stussy related to Robin's Devil Fruit. I did bring that up initially when I saw it because it looked exactly like Demonio Floor to me. How many celestial families are there in the Holy Land currently? All of them. Oda hypes Kaku just to get him KO'd with one bite. Well, I mean, that's to hype up Stussy. But the thing, too, here is, like, we can't, you know, like, power scalers are gonna, like, put Stussy on a top tier for taking, you know, for one-hit KOing Kaku, but it's more so that her ability has, you know, some sort of, like, you know, broken nature to it. Like, if she can catch you slipping and bite you, then sure. But the thing is that that's only gonna work once. She's not gonna get to bite Lucci, because Lucci's gonna fend that off. Unless she, like, gets his arm while he's trying to defend himself from her. Be kind of interesting. But to use the same thing twice? I don't know. Be kind of fun if Sanji gets there and then, like, a tag team between him and Zoro, like, just takes Lucci out. I'd like that. Dizza said, Randy, off topic, but did you check out The Last of Us? Will you? If not, I will watch it. I will watch it. Especially because I'm excited because my boy Gabriel Luna's in it. So I want to, you know, see what he brings to the table. But I still didn't finish the game. I'm like part way into it. I wanted to beat it before the show came out, and I just got caught up with other things. Because I never had a PlayStation when it came out, and then it was like on my agenda. But then I found out that they were going to remaster the game, and I was like, but I'm already part way into like the old version, and I don't know if the remaster really changes anything, or I should just keep going with everything. But I also don't want the spoilers. But it's tough. So I didn't watch it yet, but eventually, yes, I'll probably wait until the season is over. I don't think I'm going to go weekly with it, so I'll just, like, you know, binge it later. Jin said, so that means Robin's Devil Fruit isn't exactly a flower fruit. Could be a mythical zone fruit as well. I've been saying that for the longest. Like, I think that she probably has, like, a Hito no Mi model something, you know. But it's also... This also goes back to what Vegapunk was talking about with imagination and everything. Like, for her whole life, she has been called the demon child. She is thought of and referred to herself as a demon, and she embraced that, and then her imagination turned her into a literal demon. She morphed her fruit into that. I don't think it's something that the fruit was generally able to do, but it's the personification of everything that she's been, you know, berated with her whole life. So that's how Demonio Floor came to be. Everybody's talking about Ty. Ty messaged me before the stream. He said he wasn't going to be able to make it today. But, you know. What's up, Savage Crew, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Cone Killer said, Congrats. Also glad you're not directly competing with Roger's live reaction. Yeah, no. And Roger and I had a conversation about it too. I talked to them. I told them I was moving to Sundays. And he was happy to have somebody else that's going to read the viz. So he's gonna be the lead-in. I'm gonna follow him, you know, and then that's it. He'll be an hour and 15 minutes before us. And generally he doesn't, you know, stream that long. Let's see. a little chair piece, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay? Very motivated said, will you play Lavish Bracket anyway? It's weird going a whole stream without hearing it once. Ugh. Sure thing, guys. And then we'll get into 1073 predictions. All right. Let's see. In honor of the boy Ty.
Savage.
See this? Do I get it? I'm not sliced. Trust me. Try it.
All right. That's in honor of Ty. Let's see. Here. Okay, so 1073. 1073. Things are looking too good for the Straw Hats. Okay, so one thing that we definitely need in 1073 is we need to inject a little drama. Okay, because right now we got to this point in the story where it's okay, everything is crashing, everything is going bad. We have, it's 2 against 7. What's going to happen to Zoro and Brook? And then immediately at the end of everything, we have the Seraphim breaking down all of this stuff, and the tension is completely dissipated because now it is not, it's not 2 versus 7 at all. It's 3 versus 5, technically. So now that we have an ally, we need to understand exactly who our enemies are. So the next chapter really should be where like Kizaru, arrives or something like this. So it's like we need at the same time, Sanji should make it out there, so that he can help Zoro and Brook kind of defend everything. And I think Frankie was running with him too, so it might be a situation where we get like Frankie versus S Bear, which would be kind of cool. And then maybe also the Jinbei clone, because you know he already knows how to deal with the swim fruit. Emil says, "Don't care how it happens. I want Robin versus Stussy." What's going to happen soon is, you know, Bonnie is going to touch that paw. She's going to touch it. And it just depends on how soon Oda wants to get into this sorbet flashback. But the thing here is that it naturally wouldn't come after this moment, though. We have to follow this moment up, and we need to understand exactly where Stussy's placement lies. And the implication is that she is there to help us. She's there to help the Straw Hats. She's there to help Vegapunk. Is she going to take out Lucci as well? Then, if that's the case, the drama is completely undercut, because Edison and Lilith are going to get out there, and they're just going to stop the Seraphim, and then if they turn the Seraphim against Lucci, then there's no threat anymore, right? So that's why Kizaru and the rest of those ships need to arrive. So we can deal with the immediate threat here. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen anyway. But then we still have the next threat before we move on. So that's kind of the key thing. It's kind of the key thing here. So we need to get to the drama, and I think that the drama doesn't necessarily have to be what's going on Egghead either. The drama could be what's happening right at the red line too. So if we see Kuma getting overwhelmed at the bottom of the red line, which he really shouldn't, but if he does, you know, just for dramatic tension, that could be one of the key factors that leads us into that flashback. But I wouldn't see it happening at the beginning of the chapter. I would see maybe we start with Stussy and Lucci and all of this in 1073 and get a follow-up of, you know, Stussy's true allegiance, true motives. Sanji and Frankie get outside, maybe tussle with the Seraphim until Lilith and Edison can turn off the Seraphim, turn them against Lucci. Lucci gets beaten, maybe, you know. Still would like it if it was Sanji and Zoro that did it rather than just the Seraphim. And then we could have Kizaru pulling up.
Another one.
But getting a call that Kuma is at the red line, transitioning us to the red line. See Kuma trying to battle off all of these Marines. Maybe he gets back to climbing. And then we cut back to Bonnie, and she's touching the paw, which leads us into the, you know, like a true, like, just natural diegetic memory flashback. And then we start the sorbet flashback there. Because that's a natural way to do it, because then we already have the intensity of when we come out of the flashback, Kizaru's already there, and we have things that we have to deal with, right? And we also get out of the flashback, and then Kuma would probably be at the top of the red line, and it's like, okay, so what's going to happen here? So then Kizaru has to complete his mission before he's forced to return once everybody at Marijoa or Marineford call Kizaru to say, hey, we need more backup over there, because he's gonna attack the Celestial Dragons. So, those are my predictions. Will we be right? Who knows? Hey, what's up, Vern? Nighthawk, member for 1 month. One Piece Film Red came to cinemas here in Finland. Awesome. Going to see it tomorrow with my brother. Looking forward to your Sunday streams. Thank you, Nighthawk. Appreciate you. Young Raymond said, now that we know Bakin is affiliated with Mads, I think Weevil is Queen's son. The body type, overalls, blonde ponytails, and lip color all correlate. I mean, that would be funny if it was like Bakin thought that it was Whitebeard's DNA, but it was actually Queen's the whole time. Or both of their DNA spliced together, and that's why Weevil is such an abomination. Jin said, plot twist, Stussy is Bonnie's mom. So, if that's the case, that's another one for me, because I said that... The funny thing is, if that's the case, then all three of the predictions that I had for who was on the Mads cover is correct, right? Because we said, yeah, it's Stussy. We got the same, the same type of stockings and all of that. Then a bunch of people were bringing up that it's Miss Bakin, right? Which I was like, yeah, okay. But I was like, it needs to be something more than just Stussy, because otherwise Oda would just show us the Stussy's face, right? And then I said, but the thing that I liked the most is if it was Bonnie's mom. Because the stockings also match Bonnie. And then there could be a correlation between Kuma being a part of Mads, being a friend of Vegapunk's Stussy. And I would also love it if it's not that Miss Bakin is the mother of Bonnie, but it's actually that this clone, which is also told to us is a true human, is actually Bonnie's mom. That's what I said immediately when I saw that thing. I said, I want this to be Bonnie's mother more than anything. So that's still the case, Chin. I want that. Yamil said, I like the theory that they were cloning Whitebeard, but Miss Bakin interfered with her DNA, and thus the clone came out disfigured. Probably. Vern said, missed you guys. Finally woke up after 12 hours in the Reverie chat. Reno said, still no clue about S-Hawk's Devil Fruit. Do you think he doesn't have one? He has the green blood, so that implies that he has something. We just need to find out what it is. We haven't seen it. Diva said, Vern, you and Barry got to bully Ty. Had the audacity to miss the stream. Do not bully Ty. Seriously. Do not do it. Don't do it. He had a reason for missing the stream. Don't bully him. Theo said, real question, how did Vegapunk and Kuma meet? Why did he allow Vegapunk to see his memories? I mean, they probably met through Dragon. Kuma was a member of, like, the original Freedom Fighters and everything like that, then, there's a possibility there. Maybe they met at Sorbet Kingdom. Who knows? But maybe their goals for peace and everything, like, lined up. maybe Vegapunk was someone that, you know, got him off the ledge when, you know, during his tyrant years. Burns said, Randy, I had a theory that Kuma's able to use his power to push memories out of objects and push the memory out of the robot and put it into his prime body. This is really like everything that I wanted Pudding to do is about to happen with Kuma. Dealing with the memories of objects. I like this. Emil said S-Hawk with the same fruit as Stussy. Vampire Mihawk. I mean, that would go hard, actually. I do not want to see the same fruit in the arc twice, but I mean, like, that go hard. That go hard. Gary Bloodworth said, looks like they were building Stussy in the cover story. Congrats on the best reverie yet. Another one.
Another one.
Appreciate you, Gary. Thanks. Looks like they were building Stussy in the cover story. Which, are you talking about, like, in this particular cover story for this chapter? Burns said also Bonnie is a clone of Kuma's real daughter who was killed by the world government, and that was the reason he fights against them. We talked about that earlier. Top Goon brought that up, and I loved it. And I went off on, I basically just gave my version of the Sorbet backstory, and it was very heavy. I mean, they're mass-producing deadly weapons in this cover. So it's Caesar working on fruits, which was, you know, his MO to begin with the smiles. Judge has his spear, you know, which we've seen him use. And then Queen, the plague, is making plagues. So I don't see anything about Stussy, but and then in the foreground we have what appears to be the KX launcher. So Aaron said Sunday streams I can actually make it to the whole thing. Let's see. What blue is Sorbet in? Wasn't it West Blue? Either West or South, I think. Torres said, so the first clone was emotionless, just like Judge's. Just like Caesar, he's using an inferior version of Vegapunk's attack from decades ago. Germa 66's emotionless voyage. There's an interesting thing in there when you take into consideration that Stussy is the first successful clone. So Stussy is likely a clone that is fully aware of their actions, in full control, and can make their own decisions. Vegapunk was able to make a true, real clone. Vegapunk was also able to make true, real devil fruits. Caesar could not. He made abominations of devil fruits. Like Vegapunk, who, you know, made a true real clone, Judge made subservient, like, just regular clones. But what did Vegapunk do that was like Queen, though? Because Queen was working on, like, biological warfare, which Caesar was to an extent as well. And probably what we saw with the KX launcher was, like, a combination of Queen's, you know, tech as well. But where did Vegapunk create something that was biological that worked, that could be manipulated into what Queen, you know, eventually did with everything? See you, Vern. Oh, Gary said the devil fruit that Caesar has looks like it could be the vampire fruit that Stussy has, or whatever the fruit is. Okay, so from that perspective, that's interesting, Gary. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Me here said, do you think we will get any Frankie development this arc with his more gangster boss side? He seems too one-dimensional these days. One thing that was brought up during the Reverie that I really liked was the possibility of him, instead of using cola, putting green blood into his body and then being able to, you know, use devil fruits. Now, that's not necessarily like a character development thing. It's more of like a combat development, but this should be the arc for, you know, some Frankie development, because this is all tech and everything. This is where it should be. Loggy said, doesn't Stussy have the same priority level as the rest of Cypherpole Zero? So the Seraphim will be receiving conflicting orders. Yeah, unless because she's a clone, that puts her in line with the Vegapunk authority as well. That'd be interesting. Yeah. So technically we may not even have to wait for Edison and Lilith to show up, because Stussy may be able to change the direction of the Seraphim herself. To what I was saying before with Queen and where Queen went wrong with what Vegapunk did, Loggy Doggy came in and that's the correct answer. Where Vegapunk was able to create a proper manipulated and constructed human like Kuma.
Savage.
Queen manipulated himself, but went about it in a, you know, an evil way. Ah, and that's a good point too. Diego said, we associate green blood with devil fruits, but couldn't it be associated with Queen's plagues? That's interesting as well, yeah, so there we go. Pro said, gonna head out. It was nice to finally catch a stream. Hope to become more active in this community. Have a great day and night, everyone. Appreciate you, Fro. Yamil said, so maybe old lady Miss Bakian can suck the life out of someone and regain youth. Oda does love rejuvenating or beautifying female characters. I mean, that would line up with succubus lore and vampire lore and, you know, things like that. I remember even the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon had a section of that where the Vulture became vampiric like Morbius and then was going around and was able to youthify himself by taking blood. It was a crazy little arc there. Sco Tree said, watch there be a Unit 00 that's a nearly perfect clone or something. It's always a possibility. Chad said, gonna be a Lucci versus Stussy chess match of giving orders. I would actually like that if they were, you know, going back and forth with their orders. And then watch, like, one of them just, like, malfunctions because they can't keep track of who's giving them orders. Chin said, not a fan of massive clones all around, Randy. I hope Stussy is just an exclusive here for Egghead Island arc. I agree. We don't need a million of these. Seeing everything in the chat, I just saw, what if Luffy is a clone of Dragon? No, we do not need this. This is fine. This is fine. Do I think that Vegapunk will actually leave with the Straw Hats? I do. Shin said, Batgirl Stussy inherited the will of Wayne D. Bruce. It's Morbin time. How many arcs in the final saga, Randy? I'd say 3 to 4 after Egghead. What about you? We gotta do Egghead, Elbaf, Lodestar, Laughtail, Marijoa, Epilogue. And if we sneak something in there that we weren't expecting, then, you know, that's great. But this, I think, is the last sneak. The last thing that was unexpected in the series. So that's why we need to enjoy Egghead for what it is. Because everything else on the table is going to be things that I feel has been, you know, lined up. I think Egghead could very well be the last island that is named when we arrive there. King Raid said, just joined, but I wanted to ask Randy if you think the beginning of the chapter still applies to Bonnie. We came up with a couple of solutions of that would make a really interesting parallel, is if Bonnie herself is a clone. So, and that's the only thing that I'm actually, like, okay with, because it would add, you know, gravitas and, you know, pain to the Sorbet flashback if Bonnie died and then was a clone created by Vegapunk because of how close friends Kuma and Vegapunk were. And that was me building off of an idea that was brought up earlier by Top Goon. Wrench Dodger said, Mr. Stream, but wanted to say, what a great reverie. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Wrench Dodger. Appreciate you. Dodge Computer said, you're a clone, she's a clone, they're a clone, even Randy is a clone. We're all clones. What's the channel update? Channel update is that streams are going to be moving to Sundays. I'm not going to be able to stream on Fridays for a while, and then I've been thinking about moving it to Sunday anyway, so might as well. Exactly, Loggy. I was just going to say something along that effect. I was talking about all of us. But Loggy said Luffy is a clone using 50% dragon, 50% his mother, otherwise known as a human child. Yes. Like most people, Luffy was born. Like most people, you were born. Like most people, I was born. Emil said, I think Mars might be a clone of Randy and Chrissy. He is. It was a fantastic reverie. Reverie 11 lived up to the hype, said Muhammad. Thank you. Tashigi is not a clone. We don't need a million clones. Just, you know, one or two is okay. One or two is okay. Even though we've got the Seraphim, which are also clones. Not everybody needs to be a clone. Let's see here. Stussy wasn't the one that Vegapunk called. Then who did Vegapunk call? I mean, I still think that options on the table are Fujitora, Saul. I think the real Kuma idea is out, that a lot of people had. I don't think that we're going to get the real Kuma. I think the real Kuma is at the red line. So that wasn't, you know, that wasn't my favorite of the choices. I saw the relevance for it. But now that we've found this room with the, you know, the paw in it and everything, like that's, I don't think we're getting real Kuma. Chris said Egghead could be the last island that's named after we arrive there, you say? Yeah. Really exciting, but sort of sad, yes. He said it's just been a year since they caught up and it's already nostalgic. Yeah, you know, I mean, that was my big thing coming out of Wano. I was like, alright, I know we're in the end game. And I basically just said, Oda, please, just give me one island that I'm not expecting, at least. At least just one more island that, you know, now that we can just focus on the crew a little bit, get some lore, and Oda delivered. And I thought maybe that was going to be Sphinx, but he went and gave us a completely new island, which is really what I wanted. And I'm happy. I'm eating. I'm enjoying this. I'm sitting in the moment of Egghead because I do think that it could be the last island that hasn't been named in the story before. Like we don't really know exactly what Lodestar really looks like, you know. So like, you know, there's a possibility that we're there, but I expect that to be kind of like Logetown. We're not going to be there very long, and so there's a couple of different options and possibilities there. But for us to just randomly pull up to another island and have a full story at this stage of the game, don't think it's necessary. But I like it. I mean, we did get Winter Island too. which is like not on our path, but we did get Winter's Island. So I mean, we may get stuff like that for other characters, but as far as like for us, for the main crew to go to, I don't know. Emil said, could someone be Shaka in disguise replacing him? I mean, he does wear a mask, so that could be a case. I hope not, though. I really want to see the colors for these characters. How come we haven't gotten a volume cover yet? When's the next volume cover? Finn said, by the way, Randy, the dress code for Drip with even Arthur's emoji / avatar at the Reverie was awesome. Yeah, that was a great end to it. I'm a little disappointed that the stream got cut off right at the end, and I was worried that it was going to do that as we got closer to that 12-hour mark. I knew that YouTube was going to act really weird. But I ended the Reverie by having everybody in the chat, which was still to maybe close to 3,000 people, and I just said, and I for those of you that were here for the first stream for 997, we did a thing where everybody in the chat just spammed what country they were from, or if they were in the United States, what state they were in. And I remember even in when I did 997 and there was only 100 people in the chat, there were almost no overlaps, and everything was so wild, and we just had 2,000, 3,000 people just spamming and just showing countries and states and everything. And the VOD for the Reverie cuts off right before the massive flood of all of the countries showed up, and that was disappointing to see. But for those that were there in the moment when it happened, it was really cool. Bambi M spitting said, how about a moon? Yeah, we should actually have a moon arc, so definitely gonna go to the moon at some point, so add that in with everything that I was talking about, unless Laughtail is on the moon, who knows. Gav Dog's in here. He said peek 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 go. Nighthawk said, speaking of Shaka, there were some wild fake spoilers around earlier this week. Oh, what were they? Let me know, Nighthawk. What were the fake spoilers? Tilly said next volume is in March, I believe. So then maybe next month we'll get the cover beforehand. I can't wait to see what the cover is. And I really hope that Oda does something, or if he even just gives us another color spread like he did during Wano for the Toby Roppo and Kaido's people, because that was really cool when he did that one color spread that was just the Toby Roppo and all of Kaido's men, and it showed the colors before we that was when we found out that Ulti had blue hair, all of the fan art was green, Ulti in green, and then it turns out no, that was not her color scheme at all. It's always wild. It's always wild. I would love if Oda did something like that, but with all of the the Vegapunks. So then the all of the unofficial merch that's coming out could at least get their colors right. Finn said Matt Owen staying for 8 hours literally surprised me. That's why he's a goat. Yep. Came through and hung out with all of us for a long time. One Piece Worldwide, yep. Harry said that part of the stream was genuinely very cool. Dodger said anime only still think people are trolling when we say NL is on the moon. Please adapt the cover stories in the anime. That still bothers me to this day that they stopped after the like Helmeppo one. Should have just adapted all of them. Like, if you need filler and all of this other stuff, like, just keep cutting back to it. And like, you know, we could have seen the CP cover story. We could have seen, you know, the Alabasta stuff setting up, I mean, the Baroque work stuff setting up Impel Down. All of that. Like, I don't know. Mier said, could someone with strong enough hockey undo Bonnie's aging power? Since that hockey thing has been revealed, it seems more of a bug fix than a new feature for battles. Maybe. But that would also, like, if someone did that to Bonnie's power, that would really nerf the ability. But then again, I mean, Law nerfed Doc Q, right? Boy Treasury said that Threevil thinks that Anel is going to come back during Egghead. What do I think? No, Elbaf. If he's coming back at any time, it's going to be Elbaf, not Egghead. Toei's too scared to do filler. Yeah, but I mean, like, the cover stories aren't filler, though. Like, they're actual canon, and they just choose not to do it for ratings. So it's... I don't know. I mean, they could easily just, like... They could have totally just thrown different things, like, naturally. Like, if there's a scene switch, they could have just gone, you know, like, somewhere in the Grand Line, and then, you know, we see this happening as something else is happening, and then it doesn't have to be a full episode of all of it. Like, just do half and half and then cut back to it, and, you know, like a television show. I was always surprised that they never did the Ace cover story because of how popular Ace was. Gio said Hidden Island story about dressing like a Kainu and giving away donuts. It gave me such a laugh. He was a savage. I told him to bring those donuts. I was like, you can't show up there. You can't show up there without a box of donuts, man. And then he sent me a picture of him when he was at Dunkin' Donuts with the donuts. I was like, there we go. There we go. Savage. What are some other people's favorite moments from the Reverie that you guys remember? Because I didn't get a chance to, you know, put any sort of highlights together or anything like that, but yeah, let me know. Riley Hutchison said, hey Randy, been a fan for a while now. Your content and streams are my favorite thing on YouTube. Your content and community are amazing. Hashtag Savage Crew for life. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate you.
Another one.
Barry said the cosplay from Volume 1. Yeah. Top Goon said the Pluton mole theory blew his mind. Great. Volume 1's pigeon cam moment. That was great. Mord showing up, thrashing Wano, then leaving. Let's see. Here's a recently found Randy's channel. Looking forward to future stream interactions. Have a good evening, everyone, and rest of the stream. Appreciate you. Origin time. Def the Randall Troy part. Which part was that? I don't even remember that. Kev Dog said, I thought the eruption at the Carrot Nakama discussion was hilarious. I was just spamming this.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Should we keep the beach? Or should I do this for the streams from now on? Beach. Blue.
Savage.
Chin said prototype Virgo's Dofi hockey cheeks. Definitely a favorite moment. When Jay left, he dropped a live grenade with the Kaido backstory discussion. Anon said, love the talk for the live action. Great. Boy Treasury said, I didn't expect Hidden, Threevil, and Dak to be on it. Well, Threevil was at the last one, so he was definitely going to be there. And Hidden has known that he was going to be part of the Reverie for like a few months now. Let's see. Brago in the comments said Wrench Dodger. Mark Creasy said Chrissy being a mom to the entire community was incredible. Barry Volume 1 and Teching. Gio said, love that guy who kept super chatting. Morge was making good points when Morge wasn't on the stream. Yeah. Jay giving his passionate speech. Yep. Daddy issues JD. Yep, I did like that part. And said Mugiwara Matt B talking about Tentatas and Big Mom. Gio said teching screen going black for what happened to Sao. Yeah. Kev said someone called me Randolph Troy. My name is not Randolph. So that's inaccurate. But if they said Randall, then yeah. That's my hidden name. I don't. It's not as good as Randy. That's good. Let's see. Gio said the beach is a vibe. Kev said the gold is kind of nice. Dash said live action with Matt Owen. This was a favorite part of the Reverie. Excited for it this year. You're also part of the hype from the beginning. Yeah, thanks. Like he said, do it based on how you're feeling at the start of the stream. Can hockey be passed on to clones? I mean, if the Seraphim have hockey, then yes. Is this a Ty donating every hour? It's a timekeeper. Executive producer and timekeeper. Deliberations on the Deadbeat Dad Society. Yep. Loggy said, I like that as a host you still participated in discussions. In past reveries, the host tended to moderate and not give opinions, which I never understood. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to go through the reverie without, like, sharing my own stuff. I didn't talk as much as I would have liked. There's certainly a bunch of, theories and things that I, definitely would have liked to have gotten to at some point, but, yeah. Everyone roasting the Egghead outfits of Nami and Robin, yeah. Randy, honestly, you kept the reverie engaging and calm, so that was great. No one was really mean to everyone, and you made sure everybody got to speak. That was hard, too. That was hard. And I think that there were some people that didn't get to speak as much as others, and I would have liked them to have had that opportunity, but we'll get some of those people for, like, Theory for Theory, and we'll give them an opportunity to have, like, one-on-ones and stuff like that. Wait, take it back. My favorite part was the drip conversation, said Barry. Drip versus sauce. Yep. Buzzcut Mochi said the last 2 hours were golden. Joy Girl was there. Did Grand Line Review just turn it down? No. No, he did not. He had family obligations. Everybody was invited. Everybody was invited. So... anybody that has been to a previous reverie, I should say, was invited. Liam, he had family obligations, but we did talk that in the future, maybe a collab, and I said that's cool. I said we get a little closer to the end of Egghead, maybe he and I'll coordinate something. O'Hara got busy. He was, set to arrive, and at one point, I think somewhere around 8 PM EST, he was like, hey, is it still going on? Like, can I jump in? And then, I don't know what happened. And then, Flying Panda was supposed to be there, but he got caught up with his kids, and he felt really bad. He wanted to be there. Murphy was on vacation. IMD King was on vacation, but he jumped into the chat and said hi at one point toward the beginning. And then, can't remember, but I think everybody else, showed up. So nobody was snubbed for any reason, and nobody just outright didn't want to come because they didn't want to come. It's just life. Apparently Mono had COVID. Yeah, well, I guess at some point he wanted to be COVID Mono, I guess. I don't know about Murphy, but Zach was definitely in Puerto Rico. That I know. Flying Panda was in the chat when the reverie started? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, and I did reach out to Sawyer, but no response. That is the one person that I guess just ignored everything. So, but I did try. I tried. But yeah. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start wrapping things up here. I think, so we're going to be here for 1073 on Sunday. I don't know what time yet, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of, traveling. Percy and I are going to go see some family, right before, that weekend and everything. So, might get back a little bit later on Sunday, so just get ready for something probably sudden on that Sunday. I don't think it'll be any later than 5 PM EST, but if I can make it happen at maybe around 2 or something. Eventually, we'll be back to 12, 15, you know. And then 1074 may also be a little wonky if I'm still traveling. But I think by 1075, I think we'll be, you know, back to something a little bit normal schedule-wise. Figure it all out. We'll organize it. And yeah, we're doing it. There's changes. There's changes happening. All right. Sawyer's the Mihawk of the community. Zev said no break. Yep. Bingo Bongo Island. Ali Clown said you missed my super chat at the beginning of the stream. Didn't say I'm over it, but I'm not. Well, sorry. Let me look that up. I do try not to miss them. So let me see. Second here, let's see. Oh, I missed one from Lucy B, who said, busy at work again, Reverie was awesome, and also busy for mods. New chapter, Oda is cooking. Thanks, Lucy. Okay. Don the Sniper said, what about the fruit in the cover page? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was brought up, could it be, you know, Stussy's fruit here? And that's a possibility. I mean, it does look similar to, you know, the dragon fruit. I don't know, but I mean, I'd love to get some more information on it. And then Ali Clown said, loved Lucci's fire reaction to the reveal. Jaw dropped, and that drop of sweat. Just wish Paulie could have seen Lucci eating his own medicine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I don't think that I missed any other ones. Apologies as always if I did. Darnell said, death flags for Zoro, crucifix intro, Arlong question how he's alive, nothing happened, crucifix after double Yonko attack, then death game for him. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know, flags for him, there's flags for Luffy, there's flags for Sanji, there's flags for Brook, yo. But will Oda do it? Probably not. I couldn't see Oda actually taking out a straw hat. Couldn't see it. But most likely a smile prototype. Loggy said looks like a peacock fruit to me. It did look like a peacock to me as well. When I looked at it, the parts did look like peacock feathers. Barry said, Randy, don't forget to change the emojis back at some point before the next stream. Besides Chuji, which one are we missing? Which ones are we missing? Alley Clown said that last one was mine. Thanks, Randy. Not like I was going to be going anywhere. You're the only captain. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Alley. It's probably supered while I was, cooking something up or something, and I missed it. I do not like missing any of those. So, Chin, of course, said that he's fine with Barto being there. Let's see. Yep. Neil said he always liked Genki Tama. I do like that one too, but does it have a place anymore? Is the thing? Does it have relevance without Tama being involved in the story? Nighthawk said that Corazone's their favorite. I love that Corazone emoji. I love that. So, well, I'm gonna get going, guys. You guys let me know what emojis you want to see in the Discord, and then we'll figure all that out. And I do like this Sanji emoji better than the one that we had. I think it's a little more useful. So I think I'll keep this Sanji one, the one that Chin just used. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate all of you. Thanks again for your help during the reverie, and be here Sunday, 1073. There, guys.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.